Welcome to the bold. Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. Westlands Member of Parliament Tim Wanyonyi has made a brutal attack on ODM party leadership led by Raila Odinga over what he termed as political betrayal, especially on party loyalists when the money bags arrives in Orange House. And this is opening a lid on the complicated Nairobi politics in 2027 that is proving to be a big headache for the veteran politician Raila Odinga. But just as that is happening, some people that feel insecure of Babu Owino are allegedly plotting his downfall. All this linked to Nairobi 2027 gubernatorial race. Without much ado, I want us to listen to Tim Wanyonyi, but kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and like our videos. We are saying thank you for supporting this podcast. Subscription is absolutely free. And the advantage is when you subscribe to our channel, you'll be getting notifications. And I want to say thank you to Anne from, is it Massachusetts? Yes, there is such a country in US, such a state in US, I think. And I was really told that I have quite a significant number of subscribers from that side. And I want to say thank you for being loyal supporters and listeners of The Bold. Let us listen to Tim Wanyonyi here.
ODM, last time, walinisaliti. This time, we are saying, haitakuwa na kitu kama hiyo. Tutapikana, na ndio kwa maana mimi nataka kusimama hii kiti ya chairman ya Nairobi, ndio tufanye nini tuimarishe chama. Chama ya ODM iko na wakora wengi sana. Wale wanatafuta pesa kutoka kwa wapinzani wetu kuja kufuruka sisi hapa ndani. Kabla hata tujaenda huko, mtu amesimama ananiambia sasa Timu Wanyonyi atakuwa deputy wa chama mwingine, asijua alikuwa anaitwa nani. Wamemleta tu. Kwa hivyo deputy hakunanga kazi wako nayo. Anaenda huko sisi kusoma makaseti. Nikawauliza, mimi have campaign I want to be governor of Nairobi. Sasa nitarudi kwa watu niwaambie sasa mimi ni deputy. Wataniamini? Nikawaambia nao, naona njama mnataka ku destroy me. Afadhali let me go back and serve the people of Westlands. Lakini wakati huu tutapikana na watu. Nyinyi na Nairobi yote tutakuwa na jeshi letu. Tutatoka one by one. We go to Orange House and demand for a certificate. Ndio. We shall also not accept hii coalition ambayo mara nyingi tunaungana na watu hawana chochote, lakini wanafika hapa wanataka kula ODM. Ndio? They have been killing ODM slowly by slowly. We surrender our seats and we lose them. This time, wacha party ikuwe strong. Coalition world over. Always the dominant party ndio huwa inakuwa na nguvu. Ndiye nasema hii itafanyika hivi na vile. Lakini hawa jamaa wamekaa kwa meza na baba, make demands. Wanataka wapewe viti kubwa.
Tim Wanyonyi has made that statement categorical, and I like the last part of what he has said, that he will actually carry along the fan base to go to Orange House and demand that certificate if there will be another attempt to shortchange him. ODM is preparing for grassroots elections And it's indeed true that Tim Wanyonyi is then emerging as a front runner to unseat Adadwa as the ODM party Nairobi chair. Adadwa, I believe, are some of the oligarchs. Truth be told, and give credit where it's due. What Wanyonyi is saying is something that was really witnessed here. In 2022, he used resources and campaigned in the Nairobi County constituencies and wards, and there is no denial that he was amongst the strongest candidate to take on Kananu, rather to take up that governor's seat. But due to the complex coalition building agreements here and there, he was actually knocked out, and Polycarp Igathe given the nod to fly the Azimio ticket. He was requested to be the deputy running mate, but he declined and then decided rather he goes back to Westlands because he said there's nothing that deputy does in these offices. This is something that's very true. Deputy will only deliver when the boss is not there. And Timothy Wanyonyi is talking because Raila Odinga has been getting cozy with Sakaja in the recent past. And I remember during the failed AUC election campaigns, Sakaja even organized for Raila Odinga's prayers, Raila Odinga prayers in Bomas of Kenya, where ODM leaders were heaping praises on the city boss, and even telling him to decamp and join the ODM party. They would later again fly with Sakaja to Gusii Stadium on the Shabana FC event where Raila Odinga was being heckled. And sometimes, I don't know whether there's something low on diminishing returns, because Raila Odinga as a veteran politician it does not need magical science to understand that above all, Sakaja is unpopular. On looking at different aspects and the burden of incumbency, when you associate with that incumbent, especially in Nairobi, this county, no governor has ever served 2 terms. And I'm not seeing Sakaja not even being able to break that record. It might not be easy. So I've always been seeing that Raila fronting Sakaja at a city that is dissatisfied, it's a big problem. Now, it is true, Nairobi is normally judged unfairly, and I really agree when the city county says, you cannot satisfy this city. Remember, all these fellows, 70% of people who are graduating from universities across the country, always troop in this city demanding jobs, fighting for the resources, and here. And so this city is in endless need for jobs. You cannot satisfy the city. Endless scramble for resources. And that is why even the rate of crime rate in Nairobi remains relatively high compared to other cities. And when the incumbency burden hanging on Sakaja's shoulder, a more organized opposition candidate stands a chance of unseating him. Now, still related on the Nairobi politics, Babu Owino has released another statement today on a deep state plan to malign his track record in Nairobi, while saying that some people are uncomfortable with his popularity in the city.
And therefore, I was reliably informed, information from very serious sources, that this week EACC was to come visit us at our offices in Donholm, Greenspan Mall, 2nd floor. If not this week, then next week they are to come, or any other time that they will deem fit. And the intention is very clear, that we need to put Babu down. We need to tell the public that there are corruption allegations in Embakasi East office. And I want to tell you clearly that the Auditor General produced a report for all the constituencies, the 290 constituencies in this country. And the lady, you know how she works, she can't be bribed. If the government cannot bribe her, then Babu Owino automatically cannot bribe this lady, and she's been doing a great job. And the report was clear, and I want to read to Kenyans this report from the Auditor General. I want to go to the conclusion because this is a public document. Report on lawfulness and effectiveness in use of public resources. Conclusion. As required by Article 229, Sub-Article 6 of the Constitution, based on the audit procedures performed, except for the matter described in the basis for conclusion on lawfulness and effectiveness in use of public resources section of my report, I confirm that nothing else has come to my attention to cause me, the Auditor General, to believe that public resources have not been applied lawfully and in an effective way. If this report came from the Auditor General and it is a public document, then why does the government want to use EACC to come and intimidate Babu Owino? I want to tell the EACC that you are an independent body. Do not get involved in this politics.
And I can say this. I have seen ODM has this tendency of knocking out. There is a clique of people around ODM, and this is the Junet and the Kalomas and the team, that they have the tendency of, knocking out people. And when you challenge the status quo, you're always told you can leave the party. And the people will even tell you that, we removed Magerere Langat in ODM. They'll even remind you about how they chased Budalangi. But if you ask them, Simon, with all those things you've done, why has Raila never become the president? It is part of the compounding problem why Raila still struggles even in those elections. So, Babu Owino, if I were any serious party leader and a national leader, I would not dare fight Babu. I will not dare fight Team Wanyonyi. Now, of course, there can be no Team Wanyonyi Babu ticket. That will not be a very strong one, if you ask me. But these are the new, vibrant team that is emerging that can take up from the old guards. And again, they identify themselves with the young people. It is not very easy to really hit someone who has taken it upon himself to associate with the young people. So this is what is happening. I believe, yes. Partly I know that Babu as a politician, probably he knows that EACC might go for him. And it's not 100% that probably his track record is clear, even though I've seen him using the Auditor General's report to give himself a clean bill, which is really 80% true. But of course, EACC will still go after him, even after such a report, and will want to come out. And you can also underestimate the fact that some people are very uncomfortable with the emergence of Babu Owino. But I still repeat that it is not the right thing to attack the budding leaders. And I was listening to I think that was Sabina Chege that saying there was no leader who was created, that Uhuru Kenyatta ever created. And I still repeat, politicians are selfish. Don't expect Raila to go to Nyanza and say, you need to take over, you're the next Raila. That cannot be it. Even when he was at AUC, he decided to put Nyong'o there as a caretaker, party leader. Immediately he came back, he took over. So it's not really guaranteed. It's not like a transition that someone will say after this person, it's so and so. So leaders are self-made. Leaders are not just endorsed. Why Nairobi politics will be proved to be difficult terrain for Raila, with the emergence of the young Turks, the Babu and the Team Wanyonyi, is something that I would want us to pay attention to here. And remember, subscribe to our channel. There is a significant protest vote against President Ruto in Nairobi. This is the Gen Z vote. And this Gen Z vote remains a very complex one for the state and the veteran politicians who feel insecure of it. Those who are the leadership, remember when it started, and I want to believe that its original texture is tribeless, leaderless. But then the state decided the tribeless, leaderless is more dangerous, and they decided to impose leaders. So that is why Kasmuel was created, Morara Kubaso created himself, Wafula, the other lady, was created so that they will be split. So ODM was tasked to take care of Makoure, Kasmuel. Morara Kebasho was to be taken, was allowed to form his own party, so that vote is split. But what the political class must actually understand is that this group is on the governance watch. Much as it's going to be influenced by the tribal alienation, the old playbook of ethnic alienations. But this group is also keen. There is a significant number that will vote based, not on emotions, but based on cumulative governance issues that they've been raising over time. Number two, Sakaja terrain, terrible terrain in City Hall. Recently there was a story about how some private farm, this issue of garbage collections in private farm. I've always been asking, why are we giving private companies tenders to collect garbage in Nairobi and then dump in a public space? Why don't county government invest in it so that it becomes a little bit cost effective? Because the government can have, I don't know, someone can tell us what happens in other countries, but I want to believe the city county, they can buy this, they can be able to even have a department that just deals, especially the environment department, that just deals with this, and they have their own trucks and all that, so that it's not given to private entities. When we commercialize garbage, we make garbage more expensive than even drugs in the hospital. Now, because you are giving tenders, you put a committee, you do this, you do that, and that is just one way, because you wonder, why are we paying people? And these garbage vendors, the garbage vendors are even charging the residents. Yes. If you stay in Nairobi, you pay some stipend for those who collect this garbage from you. At the same time, the county is also giving a tender to someone to collect the same. You see the whole garbage enterprise. And let me tell you, even if you have your own pickup or trailer, hey, getting in that sector, there is a whole cartel around it. The other issue is the significant gamer vote under Rigathi Kalonzo influence. For the last three elections, 2022, 2017, and 2013, Raila Odinga has been having the Kamba vote around him, and it has made that ticket a little bit stronger. So the Raila access ticket, those who depend on it fully might not be really guaranteed, and there is a significant influence, quite a huge influence, under Kalonzo and Rigathi, especially in this city. The other axis is the Babu rebel power that is going to also shake up. And this is going to be within the ODM rebel. I'm so sure we look at how Sakaja, how Sifuna, how the Babu will navigate this environment. And there is a real threat. So even as we look at the customary way of doing politics in the city, but with the Ruto Raila deal, it is a bit more technical for them, especially in this city. Thank you.